Hello everyone and welcome. I know a lot of you are resting up and getting ready for the start of Wipe 6 for Dark and Darker's Early Access, but I wanted to do a quick follow-up from last summer's coverage of the Steam NextFest. So one of the demos I highlighted was Mandragora, which I'm happy to say will be released to 1.0 later this month on April 17th, available on Steam. You may remember it, but if you don't, it's a Metroidvania-styled side-scroller, which wears its love of Dark Souls on its sleeve. Well, if you did miss it, they have a new teaser and demo available now, which has been expanded with a little bit more story, but 2 additional starting classes, showing off hints of both their magic system and a classically rogue-oriented playstyle. If you were looking to have a few hours of fun for free, give this demo a download right now. It's just shy of 5 gigabytes, so it literally costs you nothing. Now, I don't play a lot of Metroidvanias. I do tend to play more than my fair shares of Souls-likes. As to why I'm focusing on this one, which falls a bit outside of either category, the thing which really grabbed my attention was the art style. I simply adore this art style, both in the foreground and the background. The environments are lush and detailed, vivid, and surprisingly atmospheric. The level design, the verticality, and exploration elements reminded me of all the fun I've had in the past. Secret hunting in Metroids and Castlevanias of old. When I last played the older version of the demo back during the NextFest, I was surprised by how tight the combat and action felt. I mean, it felt challenging, but fair. Monsters and bosses had clear movesets with good telegraphing. As I've already mentioned, the art and level design really felt next level. My only complaint for that demo was that the developers teased a great deal of build diversity with various weapon sets and crafting options, class options, but they only showcased a single kind of traditional fighter-flavored class. Crafting and multiclassing were not enabled. So not so with this latest version of the demo. In addition to many more story elements and well-voiced dialogues and quests, we're seeing the crafting system and 2 additional class archetypes. Both of these new classes approach the challenges of combat and traversal in unique and interesting ways. This will ultimately show us what the game's potential is with a ridiculous amount of build diversity, and that means more replayability. It looks like, upon release, players will be able to dip into alternate class build trees to pick up additional abilities, perks, and skills which will really open up a multitude of ways to play the game. All of this looks fantastic. So Mandragora. This game comes from a studio I've never heard of before, Primal Game Studios. I'm assuming this is their first release, and frankly, I'm blown away by its level of polish, tight gameplay loops, and creative expression. Especially from such a young studio. This debut title has the polish and maturity I would expect from a much more seasoned group of creatives. Since last summer, Mandragora has gone from something that I was keeping an eye on to something I'm definitely going to spend $40 on when it goes live later this month on the 17th of April. Regardless of whether this is the kind of game that generally excites you, I highly recommend checking out the download of the free demo right now. You will easily get 4 to 12 hours of fun depending on how much you play the various class options, and it's a free download. 5 gigabytes, you can't really beat it. And while you're there downloading, be sure to wishlist it too on your Steam page. This really helps out small developers a ton. If you end up playing this and liking it, if I end up playing it as much as I expect to, don't be surprised to see more content about Mandragora from me in the future. As always, thanks to everybody for watching, and until next time, Koopa out.